To start with just the gentle movement up and down, which is a warm-up for the tissue. So Brooklyn, if you could write these down. Warm up, we're going to do this. I should probably have a timer up for about a minute. Are you using the iPad, Brooklyn? Mm-hmm. Keep going. I'm going to put a little timer. You're not using this, right? Okay, good. Keep going, Libby. Keep going. You do it. All right. And then we're going to add a little hip rock to there. As we're doing a little hip rock, we're just kind of loosening up, getting the body prepared. You lift those shoulders up and down a little bit. Start to stretch the back. If you concentrate when you're doing it, if you really kind of lift those shoulders, you might feel a little more stretch in the back or midsection of the body as well. Don't overdo it, but just kind of get a little bit of this in here. And that, if we're going to go from there, if you tilt the head a little bit, tilt it the other way a little bit, you're getting shoulder movement, which helps to stretch the muscles in the neck. And that can help with the tension as well. Here's a minute of that. Now we're going to do a little gentle twisting. Again, we're loosening up the lower back. We're also working on those internal organs some. And getting rid of any blockages. Increase that circulation. So we'll do this for another 10 seconds. Okay, and then now we're going to do the breathing exercise so we get the oxygen pumped in the body so we can utilize the nutrients more efficiently. So it's going to go like this. All right, that's good. All right, a little more twisting. Okay, so let's start from the top down, and we're going to work on what I call, well, the natural facelift. Okay, and it's done by, we're going to tighten the muscles in the face to a certain point, and then we're going to be bouncing and working on our stomach muscles. But as we're doing that, the facial, the collagen, and well, basically it's the collagen and the muscles will be held in one place. The collagen will start to adapt to the muscles around the face. So it'll sound like this. We're going to tilt backwards and we'll count. Let's do 2 sets of 50 for everybody. So we're going to work stomach muscles here. Tilt backwards a little bit. You can just jog like this if you'd like, but we're going to be doing it this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you do the facial exercises, just you smile with your cheeks and then hold the position. And you should feel it in your cheek muscles. So. You know how many that is, Liberty?
Mm-hmm. I was not counting.
No, that's all right. We keep going forward. We're going to do another 15 seconds. Okay, so now we're going to do a little twist, and that's the first set. And then we're going to do it for another minute. So we'll do this just for a moment. to do it. Ready to do it. Too easy. All right, get ready. We're gonna do it again. And if it's easy, just try to work at lifting those legs up a little bit higher. You take your hands and feel how tight your stomach muscles are. You're doing an isometric, which is toning because you're tilted the whole time. But you're also doing an isotonic, which is building. This is how I got my stomach muscles.
I'm sore.
Do you feel soreness?
No, I'm sore from the gym.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, we went, what was it called?
Lowe's Extreme Sports or something?
Yeah. A place that had a obstacle course, like an American Ninja type thing. And we did that Saturday night. And yeah, I felt it too. Kept up with them though. All right, now we're going to work on the waist and the hips, the side. Now you can do more repetitions of that too. In fact, if you do more repetitions, you're going to get more of the burn in that area. So right now, we're going to work on the waist and the hips. So kicking out side to side. And there's two ways of doing this. You can keep your back or your body straight, or you can actually tilt a little. If you tilt a little, you're actually going to be more effective in really working those muscles right there. Now keep in mind, you're still working the rest of the body. You're working the entire body, even in an alpha position. Whereas with typical calisthenics, you're just doing something like that. So this is a lot more intense. Don't overdo it. Another 10 seconds. Okay, now we're going to loosen up a little bit. So you really want to kind of turn those hips if you can. Again, don't overdo it, but if you can do that. All right, we're going to go again. Out to the side. After this, we'll work on the back, and then we'll come back up to the shoulders, the arms, and the chest. And again, all these movements are on the Mr. Rebounder app, so if you wanted to just do it without having to listen to somebody talk, you can do that. We watch, and everybody does it every night, sometimes more than once. We'll watch a show. We'll turn on the Mr. Rebounder app, and then we watch the app, and it'll ding in between each movement. So we're watching the show, it dings, and before we know it, we're done with the routine and we've been enjoying the show. Okay, so let's work on the back now. You can do that simply, don't try to lift. A lot of people, the back is a weak area. Okay, so you're just gonna lift the heels back like this. And if you can do it further, great, but if you can't, don't. But I'm gonna do a little more of an advanced movement for those who are able. And it's just moving the arms up and down. Keeps me more centered on the mat, but I'm also working all the shoulders and the arms too. Keep going on this for another 30 seconds. $15. And this will help lift, tighten, and tone the buttocks, as well as strengthen the lower back. All right, now we're going to do a little twisting, which I think is really important after you do the back more. Ready to do that one again?
Yeah.
You can turn to the side and pull on to bar with one hand.
That's what I've been doing.
Okay, good. All right, here we go. And if you know people that are hesitant because we don't cut any corners on the Cellerciser, so it's all the same quality materials that we've always used. But the material holds up. The mat material is made here in the United States. It's a polypropylene where every fiber is put under nearly 200 tons of pressure, which is what makes it so good. It won't stretch out. It'll support your feet. Did I go over a minute?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry guys. Okay, and we'll stop. And then we're going to do, let's do the gentle hip rock with a slight twist so we can loosen that back up a little bit. And you know, to me this is fun. It's just playing, and yet I know the resistance on all the cells is keeping the body circulating, flexible and strong. All right, so what do you want to work on first, neck?
Sure.
Okay, so we're going to work on the neck. And this one's not stretching, it's going to be more strengthening. So let's start off by putting a hand on the side of our head, and we're going to resist or push our head toward our hand and have our hand resist it as we move up and down. The reason we keep moving up and down is that it adds an additional weight to the cell tissue, but it's also moving fluid and circulation to that area of the body. Okay, now let's do it on the other side. Okay, we're going to do back again on this side. And you very well may feel some of this tomorrow, but it's gentle. And we can strengthen our necks, and as well as increase flexibility on the other side. And you can do several repetitions of this one as well as you're building it up and getting stronger. Okay, hand on the front forehead. You're pushing down with the forehead and resisting with your hands. And then on the back, you're pushing back. If you can use both hands, great, but you're tilting backwards while you're resisting. Okay, and we're going to start one more set. We're going to push with her to the right. Okay, and then to the left. And this can be extremely helpful for people that have weak necks or neck issues. To the front, because it does a lot more than just strengthen. Increasing circulation, you can help disc and bones move into position. It's a pretty balanced movement. So even though you're doing one side, you're also doing it to the other side. You're bouncing up and down with equal force. Okay, we're going to do to the back. Okay, now we're going to do shoulder movements, and we're going to start off, and these are again are in the mystery rebounder out. So we put them straight in front of us, and we're going to do circles. And if you have a shoulder issue, you're going to feel it. You're going to work the shoulders, and that's okay. All right, out to the side. Ten more seconds. And then we're going to do it up above, if you can. Okay, so top. Again, they're no-nonsense movements, but they build strength in our joints, with our ligaments, and with our tendons. Okay, and we're going to go in front. Now, if you can increase the intensity when you're holding them out, but you're also bouncing. You're leveraging the weight right there in the deltoids, and it's not just working the muscle though. You're working the ligaments, the tendons, the circulation out to the side. And hopefully some of you are beginning to feel a little bit of that. Are you feeling it at all? Yep, oh, good, okay. All right. 10 more seconds and then we'll do overhead one more time. Okay, up the top. Thank you for that. I want to thank Brooklyn for being here. She's working as a nurse now and came from Salt Lake to help her dad. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to loosen that up a little bit just by doing a little bit of the shoulder swings. Again, all this is on the mystery rebounder app, so we'll include those. There's more movements that you can do for shoulders on the app, but hopefully you're beginning to feel some of this, because this itself, we're stretching, but we're also building. It's still weight bearing. You should be able to feel some of that in your shoulders now. So I'm going to do this another 30 seconds. The bouncing helps us prevent lactic acid buildup because it pumps the lymph system so that you don't get as sore as you might with typical exercise. Okay, almost done with this. All right, so there's the shoulders. Work the chest. It's also going to work the shoulders. So we're going to take our hands, cup them in front, lift the elbows up, and we're just going to press in. I'm going to think in terms of moving that chest up. You want to keep your elbows out. You're doing it just fine. People say, they always say, you can't get that just bouncing up and down on a Cellerciser. I've heard that for 30 years. Well, we have. Okay, we're going to go another 30 seconds. Yes. We're going to do, our next movement will be to cup our hands together. We should be feeling this in our shoulders now, as well as hopefully in our chest. And then we're going to do arch our back a little bit, cup our hands together. We're going to work the back and the shoulders. So 5 seconds. So like this, and just kind of arch the back a little bit. This is real important because the back muscles are often neglected. And when you're arching the back and we're pulling apart, we're going to be really working the upper back, the triceps. You're still working the whole back because you're bouncing and it's weight bearing. But as we're arching the back and working to strengthen that, we're helping to support the scapula, the muscles along the back of the shoulder, which can become problematic if we don't keep them in good shape. So, remember where we started?
We can go like 2 seconds.
Okay, so now we're going to push in again, like this. There, we'll just go one more minute. So you're working in what level now? Emergency? Trauma?
Yeah.
Trauma.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So step down, ICU.
Step down from ICU.
Yeah.
Is that next? Oh boy.
Are there arm exercises for a frozen shoulder?
Yeah. Yeah, let's do the frozen shoulder in a moment. Okay, we're going to do another pull out. And again, you kind of want to arch that back a little bit. Because if you're like me, you sit at a desk a lot. And gravity is always pulling down, so our shoulders can start to droop. And you see a lot as we get older too, as people get older. But this one helps to strengthen the muscles. Skeletal system is dependent upon the muscle. It doesn't support itself. So as we strengthen these muscles, it can help lift up and improve our posture as well. as well as support in the back. Okay, 15 more seconds. Did we do 1 or 2 of the chest? Pushing in. We did 2. Okay. All right. And we'll do the shoulder. Okay. Okay, so what I want to do right now is a hip rock. Lift those shoulders up and down a little bit so we can help loosen things up. Should be feeling good. And that's the whole objective. We want to feel good. Okay, now we're going to just go through, if you've got having a harder time with the shoulders, just some simple movements, just briefly, and then we'll get back to some strength movements. But take your elbows and stick them in front, just like this. And if you put your fingertips on your deltoids, on the shoulders, you're going to feel a huge dynamic if you really dig in there. Because the tissue is going from weightless to weight, weightless to weight. It's a literal massage, but it's also weight bearing, so it can help strengthen as we're moving fluid to promote the whole healing process. And then what we want to do, if you have a frozen shoulder, you can take one hand, lift it, put it underneath the elbow, and gently lift it up to where you feel the stretch. Now, if you can't go that high, it's okay. You just go up to where you're comfortable and continue to bounce. If you don't have a shoulder that's bothering you, you can lift both elbows up and just bounce up and down. Do that for a few more seconds. And then out to the side. So those are the 3 movements that we use to help open up the shoulder. And it has helped me tremendously. So, and then just keep doing those movements. Now you can either do other shoulder stretches, which I show also in the Mr. Rebounder app, by covering your arm underneath and gently stretching. And those are stretch movements. But tonight we're going to be working more on muscular. So we work the chest, we work the shoulders. We work the side with the kickouts. Let's work on the arms. So we're going to do our old arm curl. And what this does is it's a resistance movement with weight. And I do it. The Mr. Rebounder app actually does it to the count of 2. So we can do that. I usually do it to the count of 4. But it's, ready? Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2. You want to really push and resist as you do those movements up and down. 7, 2, 7, 2, 8, 2, 8, 9. You think of, I don't know if any of you are remember who Bruce Lee was, but Bruce Lee wasn't bulky. He didn't have a lot of big muscles, but let me tell you, he was strong. He could do 1-finger push-ups. I mean, he was strong throughout his whole body. And he did a lot of the resistance movements that really worked on strengthening his core and his lower muscles. The advantage of Cellercise, and it would have been an advantage for him as well. I hope you keep me count.
I'm sure we're best. I'm better.
Okay, 22. Keep going. I want you to count, okay? All right, talk.
3.
Okay.
4.
23?
27. 1, 2.
27. So 27 up, 27 down. 28. 28. Good. All right. So the advantage of Cellercise is you're going to improve your balance. And most exercises, you are limited in your ability to improve your balance because most exercises are never really truly working the body collectively as a whole, so it's not going to be as balanced. It's going to be stronger in some ways, but if you want to have, and I've mentioned before, a better martial arts experience, Cellercise first, and see how much better you do. If you want to have a better yoga experience, Cellercise first. Because one of the advantages of Cellercise is you're not just working the muscles, you're also working the fascia. It's weight bearing on all the protein fibers throughout your entire body. How many? Yeah. You lost count?
I was listening to you.
Oh, okay, that's all right. All right, so we're gonna switch arms right now. We'll probably do that to about 50 or 60 when I give it to you. So let's start the other arm. Okay, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4. And really kind of focus. You can make as much resistance as you can comfortably make without hurting yourself, because you're only using your own strength. You're not likely you're going to tear anything at all when you're Cellercising. 8.
2, 10.
Oh, really? Good girl. I gotta oil this. It's been a while. That's a brand new unit. I oiled that today. Go ahead and bounce. Keep bouncing.
Do you have any extras?
How quiet that is. Oh, yeah, we need to get you one, huh? Brooklyn just found an apartment up there in Salt Lake, so I've got to get her Cellerciser. And yes, we've got one downstairs in the theater room.
Yeah, you can have that.
Well, why not?
No, it's good.
Yeah. Well, it is good. It's good. But I'm going to oil because it's not the springs that are squeaky. I think it's the frame. I need to oil the frame. The hinges. And trifolds, if you notice squeaking on a trifold, often it's not, if you oil the springs, it's often not the spring, it's the hinges. So it's just a little oil in the hinges. I usually do it once and that's it, but I think I better really get on this one. But keep in mind, this unit here is 17 years old. And we use it every single day. And we have for 17 years. So, what number were we on?
36.
36. Okay, keep going. And
this girl says she works in a cafe and she's having a lot of foot pain.
oh,
She's wondering if it would still be appropriate for her to Cellercise.
oh, I don't know a better way to get rid of the stress and the tension in the feet. Other than a massage, if you can find somebody to massage your feet, that's great. But Cellercise, the rocking side to side, can help release the stress and tension in the foot. The gentle lifting of the heels up and down, it's going to work on the muscles. And you can do that. But then when you're done, just do the gentle rocking side to side again. Just let me see. That makes a difference. Sometimes it does. Okay.
We've been going for over a half hour.
Yeah, we've been doing over a half hour. Okay, we're going to do one more. When you're lifting your heels up and down, you are working the calf muscle. That's very important. So you can stand there, lean back a little bit, and just pump the calf muscles by lifting the heels up and down. Those calf muscles are very important because they help reduce edema, swelling, and help prevent varicose veins. When they get weak, it's harder for the heart to pump circulation from the lower extremities back up to the heart. So this leaning back movement, lifting the heels up and down, that's going to start to really pump and strengthen the calf muscles. Wonderful, wonderful technique.
Dad, do you know what releve is? When you go up on releve? Just like,
oh yeah, for
can I like improve it doing this? Or what could improve that?
That's a belly movement. I wouldn't doubt it. You have to try and see what you do, but I would think so. That's a good question. Okay, we're going to end up with the big muscles. We did the upper buttocks by doing the kickouts back here. Now we're going to do some jumbo run. So I know you all love and hate that. So we're just going to, you can lift your feet up a little bit or not. See, that's why I know it's not the springs. And I lost count.
I don't count. I just do it until I can't anymore.
Really? Okay, we can do it until we can't do it anymore. No, I'm kidding. We won't do that. But it's a good burn. It's just, you know, every time you do this, you're burning calories. You're burning the glucose and the sugars in the bloodstream first, 10 seconds. And then if you keep doing it, it's what really starts to burn off the white adipose tissue. The key, keep your back straight. Keep your back straight, keeps the weight on the thighs. Hey, thank you. Thanks for being a part.